Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel GMB SHOW. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The Chase presenter Bradley Walsh has been on our television screens for over 2 decades, but before he made a name for himself in the entertainment industry, he had a very different career. Bradley Walsh, the much-loved British television presenter who celebrated his 65th birthday this week, has previously hinted at slowing down, but with his jam-packed diary, it's evident that day is nowhere in sight. A familiar face on UK telly, he graces our screens with a variety of fan favorites such as The Chase, Gladiators, Blankety Blank, and hits the road in Breaking Dad with his son Barney Walsh. But before becoming a television mainstay, Walsh kicked off his career joining Rolls-Royce as an apprentice jet engineer and then briefly glimmered on the football pitch after being scouted by Brentford FC, until an unfortunate injury curtailed his play. Sam Heughan previews live shows in Australia. Starting in showbiz as a Pontins bluecoat entertainer gave Bradley his first taste of the stage life. Despite his natural fun-loving tendencies, which often got him into trouble during school and previous occupations, his spirited antics eventually led to him losing this job. Speaking to comedy.co.uk earlier this year, Walsh reminisced, "Once I left that to get into the entertainment industry and become a blue coat, I got sacked from being the bloke that was messing around. I thought that was the job. In the end I thought to myself, why don't I just get paid for messing around?" Post-Pontins, Walsh pursued a path in comedy stating, "That was a very conscious decision. So, I've got myself a routine together." Describing his comedic style, he said, "I was a very physical comic, bit like Norman Wisdom, not so many jokes. I was a very physical comic, and that's where it all started." Bradley Walsh has been gracing our televisions for more than 20 years as a comedian, actor, and presenter. His impressive acting portfolio includes stints as Danny Baldwin on ITV's Coronation Street, D.S. Ronnie Brooks in Law and Order, UK, and taking on the role of Graham O'Brien in Doctor Who aired on BBC One, reports Gloucestershire Live. In 2009, Bradley took the reins as host of ITV's quiz phenomenon, The Chase, marking a strategic shift in his professional path. Walsh detailed how he snagged the opportunity to host The Chase after popping into ITV studios to inquire about presenting jobs. While reminiscing during a conversation with the former head of daytime TV, she mentioned an upcoming quiz show concept, prompting Bradley's feedback. Recounting their discussion, Bradley shared, "I took it away and I said, yes, this can work, this will work, and she said, okay, well we're going to make a pilot, and I said, I'll do it for you. And she said, yeah, but it's only an office run-through, and I said, I'll do it for you, don't worry." During an appearance on the Tommy Tiernan show last year, he remembered kick-starting the pilot and devising the monikers for the Chasers. Fast forward nearly 16 years, Bradley's enthusiasm for The Chase hasn't waned, and he has no intention of quitting anytime soon. In conversation with the Daily Mail, he mused about his tenure. "Until people say they've had enough and start switching off, I'll do it. We've had such an extraordinary time together. It's the best job in the world." Bradley Walsh leaned back in the worn leather chair, the flicker of stage lights catching the edge of his smile. For over a decade, he'd been the unwavering face of The Chase, guiding contestants with cheeky banter, wide-eyed reactions, and the occasional belly laugh. But now, at 64, the beloved host sat down for an unfiltered chat, lifting the curtain on a moment that nearly derailed his career and how it ultimately paved the way to television glory. "You know," Bradley began, swirling a cup of builder's tea in his hands, "most people don't know I was once sacked, booted right out, early in my career, and it crushed me." He paused, the usual sparkle in his eyes dimming slightly. "I was in a drama series, this detective role I loved, gave it my all, but they told me, plain and simple, I wasn't the right fit anymore. I remember sitting in my car, hands on the steering wheel, thinking, that's it, I'm done." He chuckled now, that signature Bradley grin returning. But looking back, it was a blessing in disguise, because just months later, ITV called, said they were trying out a new quiz show, something fast-paced, bit of humor, bit of tension. They wanted me to screen test. That screen test became history, and The Chase, with its iconic chasers, nail-biting final chases, and Bradley's legendary reactions, became one of the most beloved game shows in British TV history. But with whispers swirling about schedule shakeups and younger hosts taking the spotlight, fans have grown anxious. Is Bradley hanging up his quizmaster hat? People keep asking me, "Are you done with the chase, Brad?" He said, eyebrows raised. Truth is, nah, not yet. I love this show. I love watching the contestants' faces when they beat the chaser. I love when Sean gives me that look, like I've just read the dumbest question on earth. I love when Annie rolls her eyes at my jokes. He leaned in. But I won't lie, things are changing. ITV's planning some fresh twists, new segments, a few rotating celebrity hosts when I'm off filming. And I've told them, if there ever comes a day when I feel I'm phoning it in, or the fans want fresh energy, I'll step aside. But that day's not today. As the interview wound down, Bradley's phone buzzed. A message lit up the screen. It was from Paul Sinha. "You're late to rehearsals. Don't make me write the questions again." Bradley laughed, standing up and stretching. "See, they can't live without me." Outside the studio, the sun dipped low over London. In a world constantly chasing the next trend, Bradley Walsh remained a rare constant, charming, quick-witted, and fiercely loyal to the show that gave him his second act. "Being sacked was the best thing that ever happened to me," he said with a wink, "because it led me here, to the chase, and I'm not done just yet."